2016 time now is 12:50 p.m. and on a Wednesday. So my name is Dylan. Welcome to my daily on the spot trading analysis video. Alright, let's just quickly scroll through a few currency pair. Of course, right here we have the dollar against the Swiss franc, which I'm still pretty much holding on to my trade on the long itself. And yesterday we have seen that the price has rebounded off from a key support level at 98.42, went all the way up, and finally it broke above a key resistance level at 98.89. So that is a very good news for me. Have sent out signals for my subscribers as well, so they are probably doing pretty well, making good profit out of it. Anyway, that side, right now we are seeing that the price is making going into consolidation. It went down a little bit, so pretty much it is going into a retracement. So in the bigger time frame, like I have mentioned, day chart itself is broken above the top of the falling trend channel once, and second time that really affirms that the price is most likely to appreciate further from here. And of course, given that the dollar is most likely to strengthen further with all the very optimistic data such as their labor market and inflation as well, unexpectedly perform very well. So right now the thing is that we have seen the price broke above. Since then it goes into a sideways range, sideways movement. Finally at the bottom right here, it finally went up and broke higher, so that signals for the price to appreciate even further from here. Alright, so what we are waiting for is I'm waiting for the price to retrace again somewhere close enough to the 98.90 previous key resistance turn support level. Alright, so I'm talking about this here, touches here, and then it continues to goes up. Alright, so this is what I'm looking for. Alright, but what I'm going to do is that in the 15-minute chart, I'm going to see when the price has to goes down a little bit. Okay, if it makes a little bit retracement, goes down again for the second time. Right, I'll measure from the top to the bottom, 19 pips, end of the 19 pips, I'll start to look for buy opportunity. Alright, so that's how I usually go for the buy at the best time, rather than I enter a trade too early and have to wait for the price to consolidate even further. That will affect my trading decision end of the day. So I realized that this is one of the a very good way to enter the market at the right time. Of course, I do risk a possibility that the price may jump and I miss the trade, but I thought that is still a better choice, because the chances of the price before it appreciate and go into consolidation is mostly pretty high. Alright, so that's dollar friend. Alright, hope that that little bit of sharing will be very helpful for you. So right now we are looking at dollar against the Japanese yen. Alright, a currency pair that I really would suggest that you avoid trading this pair if you do not have enough knowledge about what's happening to the yen right now, because we can see that price is just a week ago is soaring so high, all the way from the low of 100 all the way back to the top to the highest at 107.47, 700 over pips of movement. Then it went all the way down again because Kuroda said something that they're not going to adopt anything like helicopter money. Alright, go and search, Google it, what's helicopter money, and that itself dampens the vigor for the for a additional monetary policy, additional monetary stimulus. Alright, so because it went down, then suddenly while we are heading closer to the Bank of Japan monetary policy statement, the vigor picks up again for more monetary stimulus and went all the way up. So what I have read about this on yen itself is that if Kuroda or Bank of Japan this time round does not do anything to their monetary policy, it's going to cause the dollar yen to plunge, or rather it cause the yen to soar very high. The dollar yen will plunge all the way back to 100 or even beyond because of the inaction. Because right now the market is pricing in that for sure that they will do something about their monetary policy, and I heard that the new program itself is worth up to 20 trillion Japanese yen. Right, that's about a few hundred or hundred over of billion US dollar. So the sentiment is already very strong towards a additional stimulus. So if nothing happens, yeah, then we will see a very big movement from the Japanese yen. So watch out tomorrow at between 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. mostly somewhere in the early afternoon at 11 to 12. You really have to start to take a look at it. All right, there will be a lot of movement, and of course practice cautious, manage your risk well. If not, you're going to get burned pretty bad. All right, euro dollar. So what we have here, all right, euro dollar 4-hourly chart, or rather the day one chart itself. Previously, I have already plotted a falling trend channel. All right, so the fundamental. All right, I thought I'd just put it this way. Why? Because this is pretty much caused by the news. I thought this is makes more sense. Support and support. Alright, so you can see that there's a falling trend channel ever since price touches the bottom. It has yet to reach the top, but then again on the fundamental level itself, we understand that the euro is most likely to depreciate further. Firstly, they have their own problem, own issue with the inflation. So an additional stimulus, even cutting the rate further to negative, is still pretty much there on the table. So of course, the post-Brexit that caused a lot of uncertainties. Article 50 is still not triggered and stuff like that. So it's causing a lot of market uncertainties, and it's going to cause the euro to depreciate further. So in the long run itself, right? So I'm definitely still looking at the price to go down further. It may not even comes back all the way to the top again. It may just start to fall right here. And on the 4-hourly chart, we have seen that the price has already broke below one of the key support at 1.1023. Start to go sideways, a little bit of retracement, went down again, retraced again, got resisted and starts to fall. All right, pretty much if you ask me, the whole chunk right here is pretty much a consolidation. Whether it went down, went up, it's still pretty much a consolidation. All right, so intraday traders, of course, if you see something like that, it looks good to sell. But when you sell, the next thing that's happening is that it's going for retracement again. All right, but if you are still looking for sell, all right, first I would suggest wait for FOMC statement. After FOMC statement, then you can try to do something, or if not, you can wait for the price to retrace. For the second time, first wave, it broke above the top of the minor falling trend channel, signals for the price to retrace further. For the second wave right here, I think this is a pretty good price to look for sell as well. All right, we have some support resistance, some pretty minor one, but still pretty clear. So this will be a good price, 1.1054, to look for the sell opportunity. Alright, and of course by then 1 hour chart, this is a 1 hour chart, that's about 24 candlestick a day itself. That's just after the FOMC statement. So pretty good timing to go for the sell. But of course, again, FOMC statement, do take note the content itself, how you affect the currency, especially US dollar. Then from there you make a trading decision. If not, this will be a good price to look for a sell. Alright, just gonna go through one last pair. Aussie against the US dollar, very interesting. Yesterday, while I'm conducting my course, one of the students mentioned something very useful, I would say. So I'm gonna share it right here. Alright, weekly chart itself, there is a very major falling trend channel. Alright, and into the day one chart, we have seen that the price has yet to reach the top of the channel itself. But at the same time, in the 4-hourly chart, there is a rising trend channel, and right now we've seen that the price came all the way now supported and starts to appreciate. So there is a high chance the price can go all the way up to the top again, should the FOMC statement turns out to be slightly dovish. Alright, but if it's hawkish, then we will just see the price starts to plunge and stuff like that as the dollar appreciated. Alright, so but if not, technically itself, we can expect that the price may still appreciate further up, alright, to the top of the falling trend channel on the day one chart itself right here. But then before that, there's also a falling trend line. So pretty much in this consolidation itself, I think it's we have to see if it breaks below or it breaks above. Alright, if it breaks above, for myself, I'll just be waiting to sell the gain somewhere right here, 77.57. And if it breaks lower, I'll wait for retracement and go for the sell again. And of course, most importantly, why there's a possibility for us to sell the Aussie against US dollar is because we have we do expect that the Reserve Bank of Australia will cut interest rate, correct? But that's still like next or 2 weeks later. All right, have to check the calendar. So while during this period of time waiting for that to happen, the Aussie may appreciate for some reason. Maybe the market wants the currency to be pushed higher, a level high enough for the Reserve Bank of Australia to decisively take action and cut their interest rate. Right, so there could be one possibility. So technically, right now, in the smaller time frame, what we have seen is that it does seem that it has been supported pretty well. So it may continue to go up. And by the way, this morning at 9:30 a.m. just now, we have a pretty good trend main CPI. As well, the CPI is the same as the forecast, but much better than the previous one, which is negative 0.2. Right now it's 0.4%. So that's really a lot. It means a lot, right? So that means that the economy is still doing pretty well. So their currency should rightfully goes up higher, right? So that's for the Aussie against US dollar. If you're going for intraday, this could be a good time to go for the buy. In fact, for the New Zealand against US dollar, I've already went for the buy right here when I saw that it got supported at the key resistance, turn support level slightly higher. This would be the price. Correct. Alright, so right now, of course, one wave of retracement, second wave exhaust. So that's why I go for the buy. If you're looking for the buy for this pair as well, wait for a further retracement, a minor one, then from there you can start to look for the buy again. Okay, so that's for New Zealand dollar, and with that I have come to the end of today's trading analysis video. So take note that today, later on the Thursday itself, tomorrow at 2 a.m. we have the FOMC statement, Federal Funds Rate. Do not miss it, and if you have any running trades, you should really do something about it. Either you protect your trade, either you exit your trade, either you stay awake to trade the news. Okay, so that's all for me, and I'll see you again tomorrow, and of course, good luck.